Just chase.
Y'all get in here.
Dr. Joe Griffin. Yeah.
Let's go.
I introduce you to Dr. Joe Griffin, a speaker, consultant, and author's intention is teaching. Their talk is to broaden their vision, the things they weren't taught when they brought up as children. I introduce you to Dr. Joe Griffin. It's Dr. Joe Griffin. I introduce you to Dr. Joe Griffin, a speaker, consultant, and author's intention is teaching. Their talk is to broaden their vision, the things they weren't taught when they brought up as children. Reach for the top, regardless of situations, predicaments, or your conditions. He's making history all of the districts, increasing retention from teachers, 50 to 80%. They ain't all that you hear me. He is the mentor. He paved the way with his dip methodology, really. Dream be persistent, face fears, seek change, go out and go get it. This what you learning with Dr. Joe Griffin. With Dr. Joe Griffin. Yeah. He says recognize trauma, push past the pain. If you got a problem, go look at his frame. Work your perspective and look at it change. Find a goal, set it in critical things. Manage time, self-awareness. These are the few of the things he's trying to get you to do every day. Do every day. Led 5 schools to increase test scores with his teacher principal collaboration. Things he give to you will have you take you drive to the next level. But first, you need to get some fuel at gas station. Supporting education leaders, creating a culture for kids that'll last for ages. Lack of access to quality professional development, that's outrageous. Got his doctorate in education, leadership, research, make changes. Need to put the kids first and raise them. Need to teach them they worth, stop playing. Later on, they gon' run this nation. Dr. Joe with his dissertation taught to those who would fix, make changes. I introduce you to Dr. Joe Griffin, a speaker, consultant, and author's intentions to teaching. Their talk is to broaden their vision, the things they weren't taught when they brought up as children. Reach for the top, regardless of situations, predicaments, or your conditions. He's making history all of the districts, increasing retention from teachers, 50 to 80%. They ain't all that you hear me. He is the mentor. He paved the way with his dip methodology, really. Dream be persistent, face fears, seek change, go out and go get it. This what you learning with Dr. Joe Griffin. With Dr. Joe Griffin.
Great day, leaders. Welcome to the Empowerment Zone PDcast, week 73, volume 2, number 31. Let's go. It is indeed a great day. It's indeed a great day, you all. So happy, so excited. Definitely happy to be here. Happy that you're here. Whether you are watching us live or whether you come back and watch the recording, y'all, I just appreciate you so much. Thankful as always, just to be in the midst, in your presence. It's a beautiful day. Definitely sign in. Go ahead and let us know where you're streaming in from. We got part 3 today, you all. We definitely going in. We've had a great series on these 20 ways to support, attract, and retain impactful educators, impactful teachers and leaders. Part 3, you all. Definitely excited to be here with you. So we're going to give those final 14 through 20. We've already done 1 through 13. Then I got a surprise for you at the end. I got a document for you. I'm going to give you something extra special so you have them all on a document at the end so that we can definitely implement those 20 strategies. You all, it's about service. So I know we got to continue to give. We got to give, and I want to definitely help somebody somewhere support, attract, and retain those impactful teachers and leaders that you are having in your buildings, that you want to come to your buildings, right? Because you not only have to support them, you want to attract them and retain them. You want to keep them in the building. So as I'm going to give you all at the end of today's show as well, once we get through going 14 through 20. Let's see who we got. Definitely. How you doing, Coach Doc McKeever G? Would definitely appreciate you sharing us out. Thank you so much. As always, Calumet City, Illinois. Let's go. Definitely appreciate it. As always, helping with the algorithm, helping people see and hear the information that we share. You all, if you have comments, definitely put them in. I definitely want to collaborate with you on your comments and all of your input, because even though I'm on here solo today, I know we can't do it by ourselves, right? I know that, but at the same time, we need one another. So let's push hard. as always, you are. Happy to be in Jacksonville, Florida today. Y'all know I move around a little bit from time to time. In Jacksonville this weekend, checking on my youngest son, my senior. So again, that feels really, really good as always to be in the midst of my baby boy, right? That's a great thing. If you're a parent, you know about it. And y'all, we got to do what we need to do, you know. One of the things in the future is that I've already started on the outline for males, parents, dads that are parenting and they're not in the home. You know, it's easier to parent when you're in the home, but sometimes it works out where you're not, and you still have to be committed and dedicated to that process, right? Because I was raised in a single parent home, though I had a dad as well. So I know the needs of those particular students, those particular children, and even my own. So again, I definitely want to put that affirmation out into the atmosphere because I've already outlined the chapters and the principles for it. It's just a matter of putting it down on paper, getting it out, and all of that. So we're going to get them graduated in a few months, and then that's what it's all about, you all. So definitely appreciate you being here as always, you all. So one of the things I definitely want to start out with, then let me make sure I get this up because you all, we got to stay encouraged. You got to stay encouraged through it all. You got to keep pushing through it all. And one of the things that we got to know on this educational journey that we're on, and even in life, even in your relationships, in all that you do, we've got to understand that before people stay, they decide if it's worth it. Y'all know I got to let that sink in. Before people stay, they decide whether or not it's worth staying. They ask the question to themselves a lot of times, and whether they are introspecting on purpose or whether it's unintentional, they make decisions off of those things that have happened, those experiences, on whether or not they're going to stay. They first decide if it's worth staying. Let's put that in context for a minute. In every situation that we get in, every environment that we go to, it teaches us something, right? Either you're going to grow or it's going to teach you how to survive. And we want to not be in survival mode. We want to be in growth mode at all times, because the thing about it is that we don't burn out most of the time from the work. We burn out because there's a lack of vision. There's a lack of unity. There's a perception that's spreading through the team that is not positive, and it creates an environment that's toxic, dysfunctional, that's not built for growth. So we got to understand that most of the time it's because of that lack of direction. We got people working in silos. We got people working in silence, and momentum, it can't be built just off of your PD, just off of big speeches. It's got to be through the mission that we do every single day, because people, before they stay, they're going to contemplate, is it worth me staying? Is it worth me going ball? Is it worth me going through the pressures? Am I going to be supported? Am I going to be able to be a contributor? See, all of these are questions that they're going to decide on before they ever decide to stay. And before you can keep talent, you got to remove the doubt. They got to know that you believe in them, because doubt, it disappears, it fades when people feel like they are seen. It feel like they are heard, that they are valued. That's the way that you boost up your team members' confidence. That's how you get them uplifted, by believing in them, because once they know that you're doubting their ability, you're doubting their competency, things tend to go a different direction. So before you can retain the talent, you got to know that you got to remove the doubt. I'm with you. I want the best for you, and we're working toward bringing that out. Like I was telling my son earlier, talent on the inside, it's nothing. It has to come out to develop. So in order to develop it, we got to remove that doubt and allow them to put that talent out into the atmosphere, because we're creating environments in which people win, and winning is contagious. Winning is a feeling of pride. It has a feeling of pride associated with it, because now we did this together. We brought in the team and we did this together. No one is going to commit to a place that only checks for performance. People commit to places that invest in them, that again believe in them, that don't push the doubt through to them, right? So we got to understand that from the very, very beginning, you all. So again, before people decide if they're going to stay, guess what? They decide if it's worth staying. And that's powerful in itself. We keep that in the forefront. We're going to always make sure we implement these 20 ways to support, attract, and retain impactful teachers and leaders, right? Because remember, it's in our coaching, it's in our support, it's in our feedback that we allow them to impact, that we push them to impact. And then it becomes a part of that culture. Let's go, you all. We're going in today, you all, and we're picking up at 14. And if you want to hear the explanations or the definitions for each of these 20 ways, make sure you go back. Go back to YouTube. We got them on there as well. This is part 3, but part 1 and 2 are also on there as well. And of course, at the end, I told you I created a little document for you that's going to help you put it all in perspective as well. And the 14th thing, and we about to go in, you all. Definitely appreciate it. Like it, comment, subscribe, share us out, you all. But we got to stay consistent during stressful seasons. That's the 14th thing. If you're going to support teachers, you're going to attract them, you're going to retain these teachers and leaders, you got to stay consistent during stressful seasons. We know that in education, there's going to be a certain amount of stress. There's going to be a threshold of stress that we all endure. But how we deal with it, how we manage it, how consistent we are with the pressures. Because think about it. A lot of times we like to do all this pressure at the end of the year. You're preparing for tests. But guess what? We knew all along that those state assessments were coming up. And had we been preparing, had we foreseen what was going on and we prepared for what we knew was in the future, that wouldn't turn into pressure. That wouldn't turn into panic down the stretch run, because you want to stay consistent through all seasons, through the stressful seasons, when we're happy and riding high, when the morale is good, still being consistent, When the morale is down, when you got some leaders or teachers who down in the dumps, still being consistent. Now you even uplifting even more, because when you're consistent, you don't just uplift when it's a stressful part of the year. You've been uplifting the entire year. So staying consistent during those stressful seasons. If I've been uplifting you and now we're going through something, now all of a sudden I'm down in your ability or not allowing you to execute, that's not being consistent during the stressful season. That's got to be an intentional look at your leadership behavior, at your behavior as an educator. So whether it's going through change, because you're going to have changes as well, you got to stay consistent. You got to stay consistent, right? We're not wishy-washy, flip-flopping. We're consistent. And as an educator, you got to take pride in that consistency. That consistency builds familiarity, right? It allows us to operate in a zone of excellence within our domain that we become familiar with. So we got to understand that pressure, all it does is reveal your leadership character. Let that sink in. The pressure reveals what you're going to do as the leader, because it's important that no matter whether it's pressure, whether we're happy, whatever season it is, that it remains consistent. That's powerful, you all. Let's go. That's number 14, you all. That's number 14. Yes. Thank you for creating a document. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to put it up at the end. Definitely appreciate that comment. Yes. We're going to put it up at the end. I know that We need to have those in one place sometime also. So thank you for that also, Coach. 15th thing, you all, we got to build systems that expect greatness, not just compliance. Yeah, I want you to check the boxes. I want you to meet the expectations. I want you to have all the deliverables together, nice and neat and all of that. Yeah, right. But I don't want to have it where it's only meeting the expectation, that you're taking away your ability to innovate, your ability to create, your ability to add to this scripted lesson that you're looking at because you know your particular students, your ability to initiate an implementation school-wide despite our district-wide policy, because whatever implementation it is at the building level, you want it to fit inside that district level vision as well. So being able to build systems that expect greatness, it can't be about just compliance. It can't be about just doing it one time. It's got to be consistent where we building it up, where we allow you to input, where we allow you to make adjustments as the instructor, and still holding you to the direction that we're headed. That's powerful, y'all, because now I can fit my talent into what we're doing as a team. A team is comprised of individuals. Individuals have different sets of talent, different sets of skills. So I've got to understand that in my role, that in order to get all of that out to the forefront, we got to build systems that allow individuals to show their greatness, and ultimately that builds the team up. If everybody's on the team getting better, listen to me, because you've got all your different championship teams, your different sports, your NBA, NFL. I like to use the Golden State Warriors, for example, because I'm an original Bulls fan. I still love the Bulls, right? But we got some issues in Chicago, and it's okay. So I've been following the Warriors during their run. And the thing about it, as each person gets better, so does the team. That's why it's important not to leave anybody out. Because what if we have an injury to our star English teacher and she has to go out? And I don't mean literally an injury, but she has to go out. Maybe it's paternity leave. Maybe she has some family issues. What are we going to do to ensure that we got people who are ready to be great? So greatness, that builds the legacy. And it's spread through your school system, through your organization. It's part of the culture. We expect greatness. We don't expect you to just check the boxes. We don't expect you to just be in compliance. We expect you to rise above, supersede, exceed, and be the best at what you do because it's in you. We're removing all that doubt as the leader, right? One of the key principles is to speak to the potential and not the person. So if we're going to speak to the potential and not the person, we got to speak in a way that we expect greatness, that we expect you to do well, that we in a positive phase, that we want to see you push ahead and be great, right? Powerful, powerful stuff, you are. We're on to the next one, y'all. I hope you're feeling what I'm saying. If you're liking what we're saying, definitely comment, definitely share it out, definitely help with the algorithms, you all, because we know, I don't need you to tell me this one. We know that there are teachers and educators that need this information. That's why I always encourage you. If you're running a school, even if you're a veteran or if you're a novice leader or educator or teacher, make sure you go back to those previous 72 shows. Make sure you do that now. That's important because we've laid it out where you can actually run a school. And they're not long and drawn out. They're short, quick hitters. They're to the point. Some include guests. Some are just me. But either way, that's our service, right? We make sure we give away great information each week because it's about empowering others each and every time, you all. 16, you all. If you want to support, retain, and attract great educators, use data as a flashlight, not as a hammer. Yeah, I had to add the dramatics. I had to add the dramatics. Don't use it as a hammer. Use it as a flashlight. Use it as a flashlight because you want to flash light literally on your deficiencies. You also want to flash light on those things that you're doing well because we have to celebrate those wins also along the way. But use data as a flashlight, not a hammer. And you say, what do you mean, Dr. Joe? You're always talking in riddles. You always have these analogies. What do you mean? Use it as a flashlight and not a hammer. Well, who do you know that works good in a fear-based climate? I'm going to give you some wait time. Who do you know that likes to work in a fear-based climate? I don't know one. You might, if you know him, put him in the chat because that's a superstar. But you know somebody that likes to work off of fear on the regular, right? Just think about it. There's not many of us. When we do the work, let's see what Sister Valerie Mason Grady, when you do the work, then you'll be compliant. If you focus solely on tricking the system, you're not truly doing the work. Say that, sister. Say that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You're not focused on the work if you're just being compliant. But we got so many people, Sister Mason, that are fearful of what the risk or what a risk take might have on their career at that particular moment. And they're just being compliant. They're just checking the boxes. So again, that's good stuff right there, you all. The fact is support drives that growth. So when I'm able to dissect the data, dive into the data, use it as a flashlight to show you our deficiencies, where we need to get better at, what perhaps we need to do differently. That's different than me pointing the finger at you, telling you, oh, you didn't do this or do that. You didn't make this adjustment with the teaching cycles. You didn't see the professional development, or you didn't implement the professional development pieces. All right, that may be true, but what are we going to do moving forward? Because I'm still here with you. You're still in this position. You're still in this role. How can I grow you? Because I have to think about it many times, and this is research. This is not me. People have to hear and see things upwards of 7 to 8 times before it becomes something that they can own. And these are adults. So I need to be consistent. First off, I've got to look back and see, was I consistent? Did I follow up? Did we have those feedback cycles or feedback loops in which we discussed those implementations, in which we monitored it? We do progress monitoring on the test, and we just happen to be talking about the data. But are we monitoring those expectations as well? So we want to use data in that same manner as a flashlight, not as a hammer. Something we can build off of, grow off of. We don't want you afraid of the data. We don't want to beat you up with the data, because now you're looking at the data, you're not inspired. I need you inspired from the data, whether it's good or whether it's bad. You can find inspiration in bad data. That's a quote. I should write that one down. You can find inspiration in bad data. It doesn't have to be something that tears you up, that bursts your soul. No, it could be something that rejuvenates you. It could be something that pushes you back to the drawing board, that allows you the ability to make adjustments. That's what the data does. We reflect on it, then we review everything, then we're going to reframe it. That means we reshape it in our mind, and we revitalize our approach. Data has to be a flashlight, not a hammer. Let's go, you all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir. Let's see what else we got in here. Can't ever worry about keeping your job. You must do the job. That's the spirit of fearlessness we must walk in. Yes. You in it, Sister Mason. That's right. 7 times before you have. So true. Hey, Sister Valerie Mason. Yes, indeed. Loving it, you all. Loving it. Coach said yes to Chicago, but I got to put that one up. It's always Bulls forever. Got to put it up, Coach. Yes, indeed. You all 17. We got to train leaders to coach, not just to manage. We got to train leaders and educators to coach, not just to manage. Poor leadership pushes people out faster than anything. Not the work environment, not the collaboration or non-collaboration, none of that. It's the poor leadership, because if there was strong leadership, collaboration is going to be the first thing that you work on. Because we know that we can't do it alone. We need the team, and we are able to accomplish more together than we ever could by ourselves. Big facts, you all. Big facts. So we got to know that we got to train leaders to coach, not just to manage, to be able to give evidence of the things that I'm trying to get you to do. If I want you to be able to use a particular teaching strategy, I need to give you evidence from the lesson that illustrates when that would have been a good time to use it. For instance, I want student accountability to be a priority. So when you're going through your Q&A, your questions and answers, and you're having dialogue in the classroom, and you ask a question and only 2 people answer it, I'm gonna say that again. You might have thought it was the whole class. You might have thought it was more students that answered than really answered. But when you think about it, it was 2 students who blurted out the answer, who was able to give the feedback to the question. And then you just keep going as if everyone knew the answer. So I'm gonna take that note. At 7:15, you asked the question, only 2 answered. You kept going without doing your checks. So you don't really understand who got it and who didn't get it. That's student accountability 101. So now I'm going to give you this feedback in our session, in our post-observation session. See, that's coming with evidence. That's not me telling you no one's understanding the lesson. How you know that no one, just like you're asking me, how do I know who got it? How do you know that people not understanding the lesson? So you get that feedback. No one answered the question, Miss Johnson, and you didn't check to see, was it just they were quiet? I don't know whether they were just quiet or whether none of them knew the answer. It could be either or. So it's very important that we understand that as leaders. So you got to train leaders to coach, not just to manage the situation. We need you in the fire. We need you on your toes. We need you thinking quickly. We need you giving options to teachers. Teachers need options. Leaders need options. They need to know, what can I do in a particular situation? Not just get better. We always tell people, go get your best. What does that mean? Your best might not be my best. Well, it means that you need to first off have a vision about it. You need to be committed to it. You need to write down the steps. You need to talk to people that are going to help you advance. All of these things that'll help me be my best, not just be your best. What does that mean? You got to give me something more, right? That's the attitude that so many people take, because everyone is not born with this internal hunger to be great. Everyone doesn't have it, but that doesn't mean that everyone can't be it. That doesn't mean that everyone can't be it, because when that light bulb switches and they realize that that greatness is inside of them, guess what? Things change. You get that momentum that you're looking for. You start turning those corners. All of that is very, very crucial in what we do, you all. That's 17, you all. We moving right along. 18th way to support, retain, and attract impactful teachers and leaders. Create clear instructional and cultural priorities. We can't have all these different signature strategies. Sometimes we got to stick to something that's working in the school, and we know it's providing the highest impact. It's giving us the highest yields off of what we do. So we got to have clear instructional and clear cultural priorities. If you use positive behavior incentive supports, also known as PBIS, you want to make sure that you've got those principles aligned, that it's consistent, that it's clear. Each month, we're going to reward our students who have no behavior issues, no tardies, or what have you. And they were here every day. that takes a level of consistency. That takes a level of being clear on your cultural priorities. Confusion, that creates frustration, that creates dysfunction. But when you have it clear, you have clarity in place, guess what? We can be successful. We can be successful. And that clarity, that's what allows me to have confidence, because now I know where we're headed. I know what you're looking for. And now I can work toward providing exactly that and more. Because again, I don't want you to just be compliant with it. I want you to reach that bar. I want you to exceed that bar. And I want you to keep going. And I can't be worried about whether you're going to be here or not. Because if I provide you with enough growth, with enough tools, I know you're going to be here. Because you know you're not going to get that over there. And I say that because each of our schools, we had low retention rates. We had low retention rates upon arrival. But before we left, we're talking about going upwards of 80%, from 50% to 80%. That's key if you're going to continue to raise your test scores as well, because again, that's that syncing of ideas, right? Now I'm syncing my professional developments. I'm syncing my instructional coaching from year to year. Creates even more clarity, y'all. Let's go. We on fire today. We on fire today, loving what we do all the time, y'all. All the time. 19th way. This is powerful. This is for my people. It's your season right now. I know you're getting tired right now, but you can't get tired right now. Just had a PD week before last in Memphis, Tennessee, and we got them off to a great push for the stretch run. Because I need you fired up. Train until the end. Don't stop mid-year. Train until the end. You got to train until the end. So many times, leaders and teachers, you shut down come January, February. And you not realize that February through May is going to ride you into August, because you get a summer break, but that mentality is still there from May, because you train to mid-year instead of training the entire year. You got to be purposeful, intentional. You can't let up, but at the same time, you don't want it to be a stressful environment. I'm continuing to provide you information. I'm continuing to support you, because I want to support you in a way that attracts others and retains the teachers that we have, because we're trying to support, retain, and attract impactful educators. This is powerful information, you all. People, they're going to leave when the support disappears, when they stop feeling supported, when they stop feeling like that you're for them, that you're still uplifting them, that you didn't let that bad report change how you treated them, and that you were consistent in what you were doing for them, because in leadership, it is about service. This is a service industry. When you're doing for them and it disappears because you didn't turn in your lesson plan, so now I'm gonna stop supporting you. Oh, okay, y'all about to have a fight. Y'all about to be having a battle, because you need your people, and the best thing to do as a leader is to fix that issue. We talked about one of the things earlier was not dodging problems, and you'll see that when I put the document up as well. But not dodging problems is crucial as well. So when we think about that, train until the end. Finish strong to start strong. Tat out. You got to finish strong to start strong. What makes you think that you're going to rest April, May, and then come back in August and give your best? What makes you think that you can let up or not push your team members March, April, May, and now we're going to come back in August and go full stream? They remember you letting up. They remember you not checking the plans. They remember you stopping to come into the classroom. They remember how they was able to have do at points because the expectations had declined, because fatigue set in. You think they don't? Okay. Train until the very end, you all. You can't stop mid-year. You can't stop because it's February, because you're testing in April. You got to train in March. You got to train in April. You got to train in May. You got to continue, and it's okay. But once you get that mentality and you start attacking your school year in increments, yeah, this is a nugget right here. You start attacking it in increments. It's okay to look for the next break, because when you come back off break, we want to be recharged. Say what? When you come back off break, we want you recharged. So we're going to have a 25-day countdown to the next break. And it's okay, because we're attacking the year in increments. We're not letting up. We're going to train until the end. We're not going to stop mid-year. Let's go, you all. We're so excited, so excited. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Structured consistency contributes to motivation and success. Yes, ma'am, Sister Hortensia Mixon Davis. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that. What you say, Coach? Coach said you are talking and sharing great information. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's what we try to do. We want to give. We want to give, you all. God is a mighty good God, and we got people gatekeeping. We got people holding out information that have been through the trials and the tribulations, that have the experience, and they don't want to share it. No. They think that because if I share it with you, you might get better than me. You're insecure. You got to be secure with what you bring to the table as a leader. And then you're not worried about that. You got to give information because you got so much more information to give. And you're not worried about it. See, the thing here, I don't do anything in my professional development that you've seen on any of these 72 PDcasts. I say that because there's so much information to give in running school systems, and I've been blessed enough to do it. I've been able to turn around schools as the principal, and I never did it alone. It was always with the power and the structure of a team. Collaborative processes. That's why the DIP approach, that's about collaboration, you all. Empowering education community, a guide for teacher principal collaboration. It's structured format, structured frameworks. Yeah, I couldn't have done it alone. God put those tools inside of me to be able to push out. I never want to claim credit for that. So I'm thankful for that, you all. And the last thing, you all, we talking good, as they say today. Iron sharpens iron. Yes, indeed. Iron sharpens iron. I got to put that one up. Iron sharpens iron. Yes, indeed. Want to make sure I don't miss any of y'all comments, you all. I'm just going back through the comments because sometimes I get excited. Y'all know I get excited. Y'all know I have a passion for this, and I miss a comment sometimes, and I don't want to miss them tonight. So here we go, y'all. And the last thing for this 3-part series. I thank y'all for tuning in each week. 3-part series, you all. When you're doing the work, let your people tell the story. Let your people tell the story. Your teachers, your leaders, when you're treating them right, they're gonna tell the world. They're gonna say something. They're gonna give you that nod, as they say, and they're gonna go bring in other people. They're gonna help you attract those people because you've been supporting those that are there. Now I'm attracting people and we're retaining those that come on board. It's intentional, you all. We're not trying to lose people. We're trying to grow people. You come in at your low, right? You come in however you come in. But I want to make sure that you go out better. That's what it's about. That's what leadership's about. That's why we do what we do. Let your people tell the story. Your reputation, you're going to build it internally first. You're going to build it internally first. Sometimes you might see some of my posts and former teachers and sometimes former students, they getting older now. They say little things on there, and they talk about our team and how we built it and how the culture was and how we focus on our instructional practices. So it's built internally, never externally. Ooh, it's built internally, never externally. People on the outside of your organization, your school, your community, they're going to say what the blank, blank, blank they want to say. Let them say it. They'll be all right because your work is going to shine through. Your empowerment is going to keep you going, right? Because this is intentional. This is what we do. School don't schools don't recruit talent. Cultures do. Schools don't recruit the talent. It's the culture that you create that's going to bring the talent to you. That's powerful. When you create the right atmosphere, when you have the good vibes about your work, when you're immersed and you have passion for the work, your people are going to come on board. They want that contagious energy. They want to be a part of your positivity. They can see your internal empowerment and they want a piece of it, and they're going to join and they're going to be a part of it as well. Think about it like this. When you recruiting, when you're attracting great educators, I'm about to bring it, y'all. I'm about to bring it. When you're recruiting great educators, they don't ask you what type of programs you're using. You think they want to know about your software, don't you? They don't want to know about that. They want to know how you're investing in your people. How you making sure that what you're doing is touching your people. How are you making impact? Like, you're not just holding a position. Leadership is not about the position, we say. It's not about the position. It's how you're making the impact. And you can lead from any area, from any role. You are a leader. Yeah, you are a leader. You are. So people don't ask what programs you have. They ask, how does it feel to work there? How does it feel to work with your principal? How are the teachers? Do they collaborate? Do they work together? Or is it a messy, toxic, dysfunctional team? Do they like each other? See, that's the conversation. They don't care about your software. I'm not going to even plug all the different softwares. I'm not going to call their name, but you know the ones that you're using, your benchmarks, systems, and things of that nature. They're not going to ask you what you're using for that. You know, not as a determining factor on whether or not they're going to come. Remember, before they ever stay, they're going to determine if it's worth staying to bring you back to the prelude. Yeah, to bring you back to the prelude, they're going to ask you, they're going to find out if it's worth staying before they ever decide to stay. Let me put that banner back up. Oh, that tied in good today, y'all. Before people stay, they're going to decide if it's worth to stay. These are 20 ways, you all, that you can attract, support, and retain impactful educators. Energy attracts energy, Sister Doc Makita Jiva says. What you radiate, you attract. Amen. Amen. Appreciate you, brother Eddie Hudson out there. We talking good today. All right, now. Appreciate it, brother Hudson. All right, you all. So now I'm gonna put this document up here for you all, and you can do what you need to do with it. Take it to your district office. Take it to your building level administrators, teachers. You can look at this and make sure that your environment is primed for you staying as well. But it's all 20. It's all 20 that we gone off. I just typed them up. I took out all of my notes and that kind of stuff, but I typed them up so that you can have them. And if you want the full outlay or definition of what those 20 are, just go back. Watch part 1. Watch part 2. You watching part 3 right now. Let's go, you all. Screenshot it. Screenshot it. This is what we're giving out today. Screenshot it. Do what you need to do with it. 20 ways to support, attract, and retain impactful leaders and teachers. Let's go. Love what you do, you all. I'm about to take it down. So hopefully you got it. If not, make sure you come back and get it as well. Come back and get it, you all. And with that being said, yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming out as always. You know, I'm thankful just to be here, thankful to give, thankful for life. I said that on one show. They said be real. I said, man, what you mean? I'm thankful for life. You don't know what all I've been through. You know, we all carry things. And the thing about it, if you're able to stand up, be strong, still give and empower others through it all, that's a blessing from the good Lord above, you all. And then with that being said, continue to love, lead, learn with your heart. Continue to search for wisdom so that you can find and work in your true purpose. And continue to be courageous so that you can drown out all fear and do what you need to do in your communities, your schools, your organizations, homes, and in your life. Let's go, y'all. It's a great day. Peace and love.